Hi, I'm Mac McCarthy, and I help people with their breakups. And today we're going to unpack some real breakup stories that came into WriteMac.com, our website. If you want to go to WriteMac and send in your story, that's available. We got B on deck if he wants to say hello.
What's up, guys?
The man behind the curtain. But yeah, it's been a solid week, I think. But so there's a lot on deck story wise that we'll get into today. And always remember, your story counts, and that's not a cliche statement. That's actually the truth.
That's the truth.
It's gospel. So send it in if you want to get some tailored advice just like this. Or don't, and go to, 700 different channels and get different directions. It's up to you. It's always up to you. So,
what's up, JB?
Let me pull these up.
Got Justin Brown on deck.
All right. How you doing, Justin? It's all good. It's all good, which is good because it's not always all good, even though people say that, right?
It's all good.
Sometimes people say it and you're like, nah, I don't believe you. I don't think it's all good. Tell me the truth, man.
Say it with a little more conviction.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. All right. So, okay is actually a very good place to be.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are lying when they say, I'm happy. Really? Really? I'm happy when I'm okay. All right. Coach Mac, I just started dating again after a long breakup. I haven't been with a woman intimately in about 11 months. I'm 29 years old. And before this, I was very active for the last 10 years. So if I'm reading this correctly, 29 years old, from 19 to 28 or so, you were a player. You were out there wining and dining them.
Mixing it up a little bit.
Yeah, good
all
for
right.
you. I believe you. Okay, we won't ask for numbers or anything like that.
Receipts.
But you haven't been with a woman intimately in about 11 months. Good, man. Just take a break, man. That's okay. No one looks down on that. Obviously, something happened to encourage that. That's usually what happens. Like, there's a reason for that. But I had another client a while back that actually, he did 7 years.
7 years of
Yeah.
not
He was 40 when he came to me. This was 2 or 3 years ago. And he had a younger girlfriend that was like 23, 24. He had a daughter. And I think he was like 29, 30, actually, similar age to this.
Okay.
And he said she was great. And he was like, let's move in together. And she's like, you know what? I like the way it is.
Pump the brakes.
And she was like, I don't want to move in. I like your daughter, but I don't want to live with your daughter. And he didn't say this, but it crushed him enough that he just went celibate for like 7 years. I think it was 7 years. I was like, geez, man.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It is. How does one's needs just turn off like that? Like I said, if something bad happens, he wouldn't have gave that credit, but he obviously was heartbroken, so he channeled that into, I don't ever want to feel this again because in my last relationship, and this translates to most things in your life. If you touch a hot stove when you're 5 years old and you get burned, you don't touch hot stoves again. So a lot of things, it serves us. Unfortunately, in relationships, what you don't realize is that just because you had a bad relationship with a woman or man or partner, if you want to call it that, it doesn't mean that the person that you're going to be with again is going to be the same person with the same outcome, because people are always different. So that's where we get it mixed up, where a hot stove is going to be a hot stove. Okay. After breaking up, I did some dating. I went out with 3 different women and only hooked up with one, which was a disaster, as the condom broke and we both seemed to panic, where in situations like this, someone is always calming the other down. Well, I don't know if that's always the case, and I'm not going to go into my own cases of that, but I know B's had quite a few, but we won't go there. Okay.
And I guess he has 2, so it's
So this was not the case. She made me feel like it was my fault and made this big deal out of it. Me having too much stored up, as she asked me after how long it had been for me. And I said 2 months. And she asked if I had been taking care of myself then. I said no. So I'm assuming taking care of yourself was servicing that area, right? I was doing semen retention. All right, I believe you. She even said that I did it on purpose. Nothing came of it. No pun intended.
That he did it on purpose? Oh,
I guess so. It sounds like what he's dealing with is someone that's all over the place.
Yeah.
Which is, this is something that happens that they don't usually show in the movies. That condoms can break. I was on the stand. She already started dropping names if it was a boy.
Okay.
I mean, she was all over the place 1 minute asking me why this had happened to a week later claiming it was okay and that she was ready to have a kid. It was downright scary. My plan was just to take a break, but now 10 months later, I've been really using my palms a lot, okay? No more semen retention, huh?
Thanks.
So you got, yeah. I want to stop that and get back out there. My neighbor's wife has her younger sister visiting. I know they've given her my Instagram when we talked a bit, but I'm nervous to be back in the game. She's cute from the photos, but I know she's out for marriage and kids because her sister was all about that. All right, so sisters can be different, newsflash. So that's not a given just because the sister's like that. Do I let this opportunity go? No, I would say that this is a discovery mission, that go out with her, go on a bad date, just go on one date and see what happens. And if it doesn't go well, that's fine. That's okay. Abort the mission. If you want to go on another date, go on another date. Stop making it out to be this worst case scenario. And really, the reason why you mentioned this traumatic case where you almost basically got a random woman that you weren't that into, pregnant, which could be very scary. I'm with you. But didn't happen. So now you're translating all that energy, angst, worry into, well, if I date again, it'll happen again. It could happen again. Mm-hmm. But on the flip side, it's not going to happen the same way. So that's the part you need to get over. My friend said, I'm crazy to pass that up. How do I get back in the game? Dating apps are not my thing. So dating apps is a totally separate thing. So, B's going to be bored with my answer because he knows what I'm going to say, but I'm going to just tell you, go hang out in places where there's women that you want to hang out with, right? There's alternatives to dating apps. There's plenty of alternatives to dating apps. Look up Google alternatives to dating apps. See what's out there. Go for more cold approaches. But I would say this. Definitely explore this situation because whatever comes of it, it's a good first step. If it's bad, you're at least getting yourself back out there. You got a date to talk about, whatever. Anticipating that she wants to get married and have a kid because her sister, whom you know is like that, is absolutely ridiculous and ignorant. So that part is a cop-out. That's your story you're telling yourself because you're scared. Okay? Being scared is okay. Just figure out the story you're telling yourself and go, actually, I could do this. Right. Brian Union says dating apps is all about height with men. Do you really believe that? Or, I mean, I know it's a big deal, but I mean, I think photos are big. I don't think it's the end of the world, mm-hmm. right? It's kind of funny if women probably gave their measurements on certain parts of their body, as opposed to just assuming that maybe a thick bra or, mm-hmm. you know what I mean? Like, right. Guys can get fooled on a lot of the things. They wear heels and different things. I mean, you're at an advantage if you could say you're 6 foot or taller, probably, because women tend to like that better. But believing that you have no chance is a whole other ball game. They should probably come out with a dating app that, because this is such a popular term now, right? 5'7" and under, because there probably would be women like, I'm okay with it, and then everyone knows, right? Mm-hmm. He said, yeah, photos are important too. I mean, I had a client a while back that was like, oh, the dating app sucked. I'm like, I'm not big on them myself because I'm pretty outgoing and social and have a lot of different circles. But the reality is, I go, how's your pictures? If you're going to go all in on that, then have really good pictures. And he went and got a photographer and he was like, holy shit, man. Like
He
it
went
worked.
he went all out, and
It helped.
Yeah,
it made a difference, right? So that's funny. He wrote hung and then it hit. I was like, whoa. All right, next one. Hey, coach. I was broke up with my girlfriend, past tense. Well, she broke up with me, so decide on that. But I was completely okay with it all. As you knew, she was just fed up with me. All right, so maybe we're a past client. Not staying loyal and really not putting her first. Okay, so for were you not loyal? Number one, if you were, I mean, that's part of a monogamous relationship, and anyone has a right to break up with you over that, pretty much, right? So basically, when you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, partner, I mean, that's what you're agreeing to, really, right? Let's be loyal. Unless it's open, which this one wasn't. The part about not putting her first, that would be situational. There's probably some moments where you're like, it was overdone. I would just wonder, is it a narrative she's running on you all the time where she never feels like she's first, or was it true? He writes, I understand it and I accepted it. I helped her get an apartment and we were meeting up maybe once or twice a week. And then she told me she couldn't do that anymore and she cut me off completely. So, of course, this probably shocked you because a lot of guys that set this up post-breakup where they're seeing their ex and they're hooking up, it's kind of like having your cake and eat it too. It's ideal. It opens the field for you to meet someone while, you're getting weaned off the relationship. Right. I was okay as I was dating and seeing multiple plates, translation women, but it hurt a bit more than I thought. Well, of course it is, because if you keep seeing each other once or twice a week, you really haven't totally broken up. And so you just didn't really see that until you stopped hooking up. I guess I thought she'd always be there. When she broke up, I saw this opportunity to finally meet some new women and not have to hide it. So you're admitting that you cheated. I never thought this one would cut me off now. I just found out she's been seeing a good friend of mine, and I'm not sure if he knows I know yet. Well, some people would call this karma. But this mate of mine is just playing with her. He just uses women, and that's okay. And what do you do? But mate, my ex-girl, he writes, really? Some of the other mates have told me they knew but didn't want to say anything. It was an unwritten, isn't it an unwritten rule? Well, I mean, your rules and my rules could be different. So there's no such thing as rules that apply to everyone. One that I would say, yes, is red light, green light, because that's pretty international, but some people go through red lights. So, no, it's not an unwritten rule for everyone. For me, it is. For me, it is. I wouldn't do that. I can say that confidently. For you, you say it is, but you're also a cheater. So I'm not calling you out on that. I'm just saying, like, an unwritten rule is usually not to play on your girl. So calling this guy, he's just trying to use her. He's just trying to do this. Bottom line is, you and your girlfriend are broken up. Wrong or right, she has a right. This actually happens a lot. It happens a lot. You know why? Post-breakup, this is what people do. They go like this. What are my other options? No one wants to admit that, but it comes up at some point. You might go scroll through your phone. You might see an ex. You might see a friend you kind of liked, right? And guys get pissed off about this, and they go, oh, women always have girls lined up. If a guy has some chicks lined up, he'll do the same thing, I think.
100%.
Right? So I don't think it's that cut and dry, but if you have your friends hanging out around your girl, it's a possibility always.
She's got their number or something like that.
And let me add, if you already say that this guy, gets around, he's good with women, he's manipulative, well, guess what? He's not going to turn that off because it's your girlfriend, probably. That's built in. Someone just sent me the first screenshot of them, and I'm just sick over it. Those aren't good friends. That shouldn't be sent to you. It's all right to tell you, but to send you a screenshot's mean. Let alone how I'm going to deal with my mate if and when I see him. I can't not do anything. Actually, you cannot do something if you want to. The reality is, you should call him or confront him in person and ask him, You seeing her? So then you just know. You obviously know already, but have a direct conversation to a man. Getting in a fight over it, well, that's up to you. But I would say, really, again, she broke up with you. You're completely okay with it. You've been seeing other women. You're kind of bragging about the fact, oh, I just got to see her once or twice a week. I didn't think she was going to cut me off. It's all about you, right? You're just being humbled right here. Now, this guy being involved in, yeah, he's probably not one of your best mates anymore.
Probably not.
Right? Okay. Better find out now than later on in life, right? So let it go. Let it go. You can confront him, but this isn't your wife that you have kids with or something like that. And like I said, it doesn't seem like you cared very much about her either. So you can ask him point blank just so you know, but I wouldn't make a big production out of it. And I don't think you have to do something about it. To just be honest, you guys are broken up. It'd be different if you were together. Now, even if you were together, if she willfully hooked up with him, you know what I mean? If she doesn't hook up with him, she's hooking up with someone else. Right? So just keep that in mind. You got to keep that in mind. You got to pay for preferences, though, on Hinge. What does that mean, pay for preferences?
Maybe like, I don't know.
All right. Let's get back to this. Got a bunch of stories here. I'm doing no contact right now. I've been broken up for 2 months now. We were together for 2 years and 3 months. She just told me that she was no longer attracted to me and that she was starting to answer guys in her DMs and that she just wanted to be honest about that. Well, that's very kind of her. I'm 26 and she's 26 next month. Good. Sounds like it's a sweet age to be at. It's not always a good age to be in a relationship because
things are happening.
Yeah. And, I just don't think a lot of people are committed at 26. Right. You look back when you're 26 and you're like, oh, wow, I was a different person. So it doesn't mean relationships can't work. It's just in this day and age, the odds are probably against you, especially when she's like, oh, I'm going to start taking DMs. So it really hit my ego because I didn't know what to do with it. I'm not attracted to you. So just go back to the statement. She just told me that she was no longer attracted to me. She's just daring you to break up or be the bad guy. Mm-hmm. That's what I would say.
Pushing you.
She doesn't have the courage to break up with you. She's getting a reaction from it. That's the way I would judge that. I wish she didn't say that, as I was never the best looking guy almost amongst friends or even my 2 other brothers, but I'm still decent. Oh, well, I mean, looks is a state of mind. There's a lot of famous people that are, very, very excited fans that think they're hot and good looking. Look at have you ever seen Woody Allen?
Yeah.
Right? He's hugely famous and popular and stuff. Someone might think, oh, it's just because they're famous. But I mean, however bad you think you look, you probably look better than you think you look bad. And a comment like that can be hurtful, but it's only hurtful because you believe it. I've played water polo for years and I'm in shape. Okay. You can't be fat and play water polo.
That's true. I don't think that's possible.
Did you play water polo?
No.
Okay.
But I mean, like all of those guys were in shape.
Right. Swimming's a great, yeah. Even so, it just really threw me off and I find myself way more secure about my looks. Way more insecure about my looks. All right. So basically what you're saying is that her statement really hit home. You took it personal. Just keep this in mind. It's just one woman, one opinion. And she's also validating why she's, answering other guys in her Instagram, it sounds like. It's like her voice is in my head whenever I get ready to go out and when other chicks are at a bar. Well, stop the voice. I would use the EFT technique, the tapping technique. I'll put some videos out on that soon. I just think I'm doing it like I used to. I'm not doing it like I used to. And she's with a new dude whom I knew through friends. God. You don't want any knowledge on that, my friend. They are always taking fresh pictures, as right now they are backpacking in South America. Today was Peru. Don't even
Wow.
want to know that.
Wow. Yeah.
No knowledge of that. If friends, family, or colleagues send you pictures of that, they're not good friends. Just cut off all access to that, right? Just leave it alone. I'm following her and giving the pics likes too. All right.
Wait. So
That's
he's fo- wait,
That's bad. That's
that's bad.
pathetic.
he's following them
And liking the pics.
So
So
and liking pics of the new with the new.
it's all right.
Okay, that's no.
It's good that you wrote this anonymously and you
Mhm.
feel, you want the honest perspective. Come on, man.
Stop that right now. We need to
I know
stop
it's weak as hell, but I'm telling myself we could be friends. Well, having to tell yourself you're going to be friends, like again, you're taking 2 steps back. This was your girlfriend for 2 years and 3 months. She called you unattractive at the end. Right now, it's like you're not going to get over it right away, but you don't want to act like a friend post breakup, especially when she's traveling South America looking like she's having a good time. Just let her be, and you don't want any knowledge of that situation. I've had one of her best friends hit me up recently and invite me to a sick beach party, but there will be lots of people there. I'm not sure, but I think this friend always liked me. She's picking me up. She hasn't brought up my ex once in phone convos and texts. She said she thought I was super cute. All right, so just counter that you're unattractive with the super cute. And by the way, I play water polo, so I've never been fat. Great for you. I believe you. But I have a good Dan, too, man. So, right? Good. A part of me feels like it, but my ex who put her up, my ex put her up to this for pity or something.
No, I mean, that would be hard to believe.
I mean, she might have gave her blessing, but I don't think, if you're in your mid-20s and she's approaching, I don't know if that'd be some serious pity. All the same, my ex is way hotter, but I've always liked this girl's personality. Then go out with her. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's going to work out. I'm not saying this is going to be the one. Go on a bad date, have an experience, have a new story to write me, and just get some confidence back of going out with another woman. See what happens. It's a discovery mission. Yeah, all right, you're not as attracted to her. Go out with her. If she's if you are unattracted to her to the point where, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 3, well, then no. Then you're just pissing in the wind. But if you're like, oh, she's, I don't know, like a 5, 6, 7 or something like that, just go out. Go have a good time. Go to the beach party. Maybe it doesn't work out. Maybe you meet another woman at the beach party. I'm not telling you to, ditch this girl that's going with you.
Yeah.
But just get out. And actually, what makes you feel more attractive and more attractive to other women is being with women, right? Sounds counterintuitive, but it's
like
true.
The number one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm wondering, how do I shake this insecurity about my looks because of what my ex said? Even though my ex said I'm not attracted, I'm okay. I respect it. I accept it. I know I look pretty good. I know I play water polo. I know that even though she was unattracted to me at the end, she was attracted to me at the beginning. It's got to be true, right? Mm-hmm. And if it feels like her friend likes me, but I don't trust her because she's connected to my ex will laugh if she sees us together. I know it. Well, you're reading way too much in it. Your ex is in South America. You guys are done. You're 26 years old. I don't think they have that much planned. And really, I was telling B this earlier in the week. Sometimes you think people care more than they do about what you're up to. If she's seeing someone else, she's not going to care as much.
His brain is like making all these connections, that he has no idea about.
Right. So how do I let all this go? It's a good question. Well, it starts here by sharing it and being honest about it. That's a good start. Really is. I'm going to let this go. You have the opportunity to do that for sure. All right, let's get into the next one here. This one's a little longer here. All right.
You need some bigger
what
text on that. That's so small.
I have good eyes, huh?
Yeah, you do.
I broke up with my ex 10 days ago and it feels like 2 years. I've dedicated myself to no contact as she was seeing someone else. And who knows if there were more than one on that train. What's kind of you to say about your ex? Broke up with my ex 10 days ago and it feels like 2 years. Okay, so I'd like to know how long you were actually together. I've dedicated myself to no contact as she was seeing someone else, and who knows who else was on that train. Bottom line, if she was on seeing someone else, no contact's your only option. What's the alternative?
One is enough. You don't
Right.
need to know more.
You're just adding a little spice to a story that's not going to feel good, adding spice to. We've been together for over 6 years, and these last 2 years, I've caught her texting multiple males, and she even admitted that one of them gave her a massage. She swore no oil was used and the guy was a chiropractor and offered a full sports massage to clients. Sports massage. But then she admitted she didn't pay him for it.
Okay.
So then, she's not really a client then, right? Now, 2 weeks ago, I caught her at dinner with another guy. And when I walked up on him, she denied that. She denied that I was her boyfriend and pretty much ran out. And the guy asked me what was up. And I told him we have been together for 6 years. He laughed and said, okay. Wow, that's brutal.
I mean, what are you going to do in that spot? If you're the other guy, like, I'm sorry.
No,
like,
I don't. I'm not saying the guy. I'm saying
okay.
that she denied that you were even her boyfriend, let alone that she got caught.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's clarity 101. You're done.
Done.
That's non-negotiable to get back together. And he ran out. He ran off. I'll admit we are an odd couple. I'm a nerd who makes money. And she's a hot chick that does nails and works at a massage and wellness center where my buddies claim they give dirty massages. Jeez, man. It just gets thicker. I've never believed that, but now who knows? She lived with me all this time and has taken a few nights a month where she stayed with her cousins.
Okay.
She lived with me all this time, but she has taken a few nights a month where she stayed with her cousins because they have kids and she helps out and she's the kid's godmother. Great story. Great narrative.
Okay.
I could believe that.
Yeah,
not at this point.
Maybe not.
Not at this point.
No.
So I don't think twice about that. So now it's not about thinking twice. Now you just know. You can't trust her. Now I'm wondering, was she cheating this whole time? Possibly. You know what? You don't need to go into that. It's been 6 years, but now you know. She was out to dinner with a guy. She didn't just go out to a dinner with a guy. She didn't just get caught. She denied that you were her boyfriend. I really want to confront her and embarrass her at work. So now you just want to get even, but really it'll make you look foolish.
Right.
Okay, so great that you wrote this. If there's any advice I want to give to you, don't confront her at work. Not because you're being nice to her, but because it's not going to make you feel better. And
you think it will, but
by the way, something like that, they can call the police. This can get worse, right? And the thing is, B always hears me say this, who's going to go lower? You get her back, you do that, and then she goes for the kneecaps or something lower.
Where does it stop? It just is, yeah.
Her cousin, whom I think of as a sister and friend, just sent me a text saying that she was sorry to hear about us breaking up and she'd like to take me to dinner.
Oh.
Now I know she's newly single and her ex-boyfriend was a real piece of work. He's now out of the country from what I know. So I told her I'd meet her. I'm wondering, is this date or is she going to give me some more dirt on her cousin? I mean, if you look at her like a sister and it's a fresh wound, how attracted are you to her? I would add too, if she just broke up with an ex-boyfriend that's out of the country, is she, you know her better than I do. Is she trying to get this guy jealous? I think it's more like a date. The thing is, I know my girlfriend will get jealous, and in her case, she would fight for me. If she gets jealous or she would fight for you, you're still done with her. She denied that you were her boyfriend while she was cheating on you at a restaurant. So I'm wondering, how do I want to play this up?
I mean, things are just getting messy if you do that. You know, if you go with the cousin, like,
People are shocking sometimes. Yeah.
mm,
This is a tough decision, right? Because
Mhm.
it's like, get back out there. Her cousin.
cousin. I mean, that's just family.
I would say this: like, number one, are you attracted to her? If you're gonna go out with the cousin with the intention to get a rise out of your ex
Mhm.
and play some kind of game, don't do it. If you have some interest in the cousin, okay, you're allowed to. You're a free agent. Fine. Just keep in mind, how close is she to this cousin?
Seems fairly close if like she watches the kids.
And my biggest question is, does it run in the family, the cheating thing and lying thing?
Mhm.
If she's just coming fresh off an ex-boyfriend that was a real piece of work, it's not the best position to be in at this point. So I would advise you probably not to do this one, because I think your hidden agenda is to
Get back
yeah, at the other ex and make her jealous.
Right.
I think it'll backfire on you.
Mhm.
Should I just tell her it's not a good time, even though I want to go on the date badly? If you want to go on the date badly, go. Clarify it's a date
Mhm.
and clarify your intention. Don't go on the date because you want to get a rise out of your ex or make her jealous. Go on the date because I'm attracted to this girl. I want to see what happens. Totally fine. But also, if she's claiming that her ex-boyfriend was a real piece of work, where's this guy lie in this picture? All right? If you really want to go, go. Just know your intentions. It's that simple. Let me just check in with these people that are on deck here. Brian Union,
Brian, what's up?
Justin Brown. Wow, it's one of those times, huh?
Mhm.
Hold on a sec here. I think I'll do one more. Yeah, this one's a little shorter.
It's been a while since we did a live stream,
Yeah.
so I guess things have piled on. Got some stacked away.
I've been dating this colleague of mine for over 2 months.
Okay.
We have been doing it secretly because of work, and we both are conservative and don't want everyone knowing our business. But it's actually been fun to be more covert than usual. I think it's kicked up the spice in our relationship. Wow, that's the second time I heard the word spice today. Now we have both talked about, and we decided that we won't tell anyone at work, and we can just keep it going like this. Well, don't mess with a good thing, I suppose.
I mean, if it's, yeah.
The problem is that her ex-husband is the head of the company. Well, that's a big problem, dude. They've been divorced for over 6 months. Wow, that's fresh. So I believe she's fair game, and after a divorce, you certainly don't want her back. Okay, that's true. I mean, in my experience dealing with people that are divorced, a lot of times when they've been married a long time, the divorce is a relief, and they were done 2 or 3 years ago. It takes longer sometimes for people to get divorced. She said he was already controlling, and he won't be happy to see someone at this company with her. So it's better we just keep it this way. All right. I mean, if you're okay with that, it's fine. It's only been 2 months. So yeah, I'm okay with that. Even if the ex-husband wasn't the head of the company, sometimes you do want to keep it low.
In the workplace?
Right. Yeah. But wondering, is this a good thing when I really have feelings for her and see this going long term? Well, at 2 months, if you're looking long term already, it's probably too quick for you as a man. So I'd say just focus on having good interactions, good intimacy, good dates, and then ponder the idea, like, are you going to work at this company forever? If this did go further, and possibly in 6 months or 8 months, as feelings rise for both of you, maybe she'll be more open to the fact of, releasing a statement to the company, or, being more open about your relationship. But also 6 months would be 1 year since the divorce. And maybe the guy's with someone new by then too. So that would probably help grease the tracks. At some point, I may have to talk to the boss man to man. Don't do that now. You're only 2 months in. She doesn't want it. Keep it the way it is. So great that you wrote this, that you're willing to be a man about it, but I don't think you need to do that now. And just let him know. Not right now. I think 2 months in is too early. I like to face things rather than run from them, but I presented her with this idea. She said, yeah, you're doing the right thing, but you'll probably get let go in the next year. And she added, he might take a punch at me as he's a former boxer. Well, I mean, maybe as a man, you're like, I'm not worried about boxing. Or just pump your brakes anyways. Even if you were only at 2 months, don't make this about the guy. Just see where you guys elevate the relationship first, right? Give it another 2 months and then come back to this question.
Yeah, 2 months is pretty early.
Right.
Pretty early on.
She told me to just leave it alone. But as we hang out more, I do stay at her house a lot. And he did buy the house. Yeah, that's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one. A lot of guys that I know that have broken up that left the woman with the house, they don't ever like guys at the house hanging out. So, yeah, they currently have a 50-50 custody of 2 kids, but he keeps them most of the time as he has a nanny and they get taken to school by his driver. All right. Well, that's good for you, I suppose. She also said she made an agreement with him that she wouldn't bring another male around his kids, so I'll never meet them, which is a big part of who she is. Well, again, they just got divorced 6 months ago. That's a rule they put in place. I don't think he's going to cling to that for the rest of the time.
Yeah, ever?
No. So again, if things are going well right now, you have the ability to keep it on the down low, then do that. Don't be in such a hurry. Okay? Our future just feels bleak. Not really. I think you're just getting ahead of yourself. Mm-hmm. And really, women get turned off if you get ahead of yourself like this. Mm-hmm. So keep in mind, she's got 2 kids. She just was divorced. So pump your brakes a little bit anyways. So continue to see each other and give it another 3, 4, 5 months to see what matriculates. Mm-hmm. I should be excited as we got along great and have an outstanding you know what. Okay. That's my advice. Don't tell the boss.
See where it plays.
Yeah, see where it plays out, and that's fine. Yeah. You don't need to do that yet. She's not demanding it, and you guys are in a good place.
No one's doing anything wrong here, so just have a good time while it's going.
All right, folks. Thanks for coming on the stream. Justin Brown, Brian Union.
As always.
It's been good. It's been grand. It's been outstanding. It is curtains.
See you guys.